I'm very pleased to hear that today the school board will be having one of its first boundary conversations in a long time, and it's about time. And I want to continue pushing for that. It's politically prickly, it's a little bit dangerous in the election seasons, but it's the right thing to do. And that's something I commit to doing, whether I win or lose this seat because of it.
So Fairfax County overall, we do very well.
Right.
I want to give credit to the previous school
Right.
members who've done really an incredible job. I do think, though, that over time the gaps have widened, and that's of concern.
My list of questions was this: how do we deal with the segregation problem in Fairfax County School? We haven't entirely. We have, and I'm just going to cite one example because it's particularly germane here in Reston, and you probably could cite others in other parts of the county. There's this Langley High School, I guess it's over in McLean, lily white. And what happens is you've got kids from Reston, from Herndon, kids that should be going to Herndon High School or South Lakes High School. And they're tend to be white, upper income background kids. And somehow they magically get waivers of this boundaries and they end up over in Langley High School, which is lily white, all high-income family kids, almost without exception. This is an obvious injustice because it has two effects. It takes some of the cream of the crop out of the East schools. Now have the ability to keep others out.
Right.
What's going on and how do you stop it? Is this the kind of thing you're concerned about when you talk about these issues?
Absolutely. So when I say equity, right, it's not an amorphous idea.
Because this is an equity issue.
Absolutely. I mean, I think about the boundaries, I think about funding.
And school boards over the years have done just a terrible. Why do you suppose that happens?
I wouldn't go as far to say it's a deliberate effort. I think it's a lack of prioritization, perhaps, of certain values that I would hope to bring. So, for example, again, equity, right? Socioeconomic diversity, racial diversity, ensuring that there's a balance of immigrants and non-immigrants in our schools. That's a priority. So in the boundaries conversation, there are so many considerations, as you can imagine.
Right.
Transportation,
But I'm thinking of it
neighborhood,
from the point of view, the parents say, okay, we want our kid not to have to go to school with these,
of course,
these people of different colors and that kind of thing. We want them to go somewhere else.
absolutely, and
But they probably don't say that when they come in for the exception. They probably say, I want my kid in the IB program, or I don't want my kid in the IB program, or whatever. Whatever the circumstance.
Yeah, they find a different reason. And I think, it's kind of the growing pains of an increasingly diverse community, which is something we should be immensely proud of.
We've been there for a long time.
Sure, and it's only increasing.
So you're going to fix this when you're on the board?
I hope to. I mean, the boundaries conversation has been one that's kind of been on the shelf because it's very controversial. People have a lot of opinions about it. It's emotional. It's very directly impacting the families.
I'm not arguing to go back and indict the school board reps prior to that.
No.
But I do have some questions from some
and they finally
persons on
started the
rise.
conversation just this past weekend, by the way, for the first time in a while.
Who did?
The school board. They had a boundaries conversation. I'm hoping it'll move us in that direction. I know it's a priority of mine. And not only to have that conversation, but to prioritize equity when looking at those boundaries.
One of these days, there's going to be a scandal over Langley, what's going on. And it's going to get out, and everybody's going to be upset, and they're all going to be doing this.
Right, because part of, what we were talking about too is the capacity challenges, right? So how does it make sense to have certain boundaries drawn when certain schools are overpopulated and others are under capacity in the same community or same area?
And you mentioned to me that Langley, for example, is under capacity.
Right, so when we look at Langley versus McLean, McLean has brought up a lot of controversy and a lot of families are upset by the capacity issues.
And again, McLean's got some diversity, McLean and Langley, zero diversity, just about.